Okay, continuing Tales of Rise. Just to double check, last thing we did was, well, check out Lenegus, I guess. We saw Dohalim's old friend. Is there a story record? Let's see. Nope. We saw Dohalim's old friend who's betrothed that Dohalim killed. She said a bunch of mean things, and then Dohalim's like, listen, I'm busy, I have business up here, I'll take care of it. Oh, that sounds annoying. Well, shoot. That's just the Mantis boss from Calaglia. Probably recolored, but whatever. Who's here? Wild Zugos.
Right, here goes! Illuminate the dark! Holy glimmer! Holy lamp!
Ignite!
Great, these ones can run rings around us!
Rain Alpha! Negative gate! On your knees! Blow away! Air pressure! Tearing you apart! Too fast! Stand back! I'll trip it up!
Holy lamp!
Enemy flare! Left to finish
In
it!
here, Alpha! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Boom, 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 boom. It's been a while.
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
One big enemy. Okay, so these are normal now, I guess.
Hi, Hoodle!
Demon Fang! I'll face you!
Raging Cascade!
You should have messed with me!
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough. Here's a Raging Cascade!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Crumble!
Shining Supernova! Laser Field!
I think Rinmo's most powerful melee art is the Thunderfield. Because there's 8 hit spots?
No choice! For my I'll smash you!
I think if I just do this. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Hammer!
Even without the extra levels,
Not in your dreams!
Swallow dance! I'll finish you here and now!
Ice Prison! Blow light! Dohalim!
Light burst forth!
I think even without the extra levels, it would still do a lot of hits. And
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
probably proc the whatchamacallit, the paralysis. Shortcake recipe. What's this one for? 30 kinds of. Okay.
Now you learn! This one's mine!
Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy lamp!
I won't show you any mercy! I'll finish you here and now! Risen tear!
Holy lamp! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Gust!
Azure Storm!
Photon blast!
Double Demon Fang!
Barely a blip on our radar.
Okay. Pineapple gel. Good to know. Okay, open that. Came from there. So we work downwards.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Is someone making them stand guard over the Forbidden Zone?
I guess the end of the... I swear you were walking around before.
On field!
Dragon
In here!
On your knees.
Sleep now!
I'm on it. Talon Hurricane! Can you take it? Time to cross the lane.
Holy Lord! I can do this all day!
Now I'm in the groove.
Those
Denied!
Lightning orb! Here comes!
These fists have got your name on them.
Take that! Razor Cyclone! That'll bring you down! Puddle! Light astral energy!
I'll crush you!
Well, at least I have an excuse to go back for the pineapple gel.
Reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
This sounds like it would be a pain in the ass, though. It feels like...
Energy!
Say no more.
Could have been worse.
I mean, am I still on hard mode? Yeah. Let me pick up this gel real quick. Because Alphin's thing is all about damaging himself. What is this way? Against the progress.
Pow!
Razor Cyclone! Celestial Hammer! Ice Prison! Blood Slice! Razor Earthquake trying to keep up with a wall!
This one's mine! I'm on it!
Sleep now!
Raging
In here!
No further! Prepare to be sealed!
Shooting Star!
Sword Rain
Sweet,
Alpha!
not on my watch!
Blow away!
Press!
Penumbra! Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Regenerative Crystal. A crystal that immediately repairs any damage it takes. Restorative properties. Maybe it'll grant regen. That'd be nice. Bright stone. More regenerative crystal.
Hi, Hoodle! Raging Cascade! Press! Raging Cascade! You won't bow out night, then you leave me no choice! Seal! Never fit! Gotcha!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Astral energy!
I don't even need to use shooting star. Man.
Onward and upward.
Hi, Hoodle! Not in your dreams!
Fire support! Mission! Eagle Easy one, eh? Like steel!
Sleep now!
Roll now! Down on the ground! Try this!
Lightning orb! Let go! Raging storm! You'll soon see about that!
I'm ready!
Kitara frozen!
Hammer!
Illuminate the dark!
Regenerate! Denied! Allow me to help.
Lost! Demon's descent!
Flashing bang!
Can't stop the god well.
I'm practically unstoppable.
Is there a boss fight here? Well, it depends if we see the regen thing. Oh, I know where this goes. This goes to Alphen's flashback. That's my bet. Let's go. Miguel deceased.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Well, if
I thought this was sovereigns only.
so, I guess Alphen should just step forward, right?
Alphen.
There. Still looks pretty cool.
Yes! It opened!
Looks like a
Interesting.
dungeon.
If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
That looks like astral energy.
What?
What the?
Yo, I'm still waiting for Asuka. Oh, what's this? Flashback.
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
Why is the sound compressed?
Sovereign of. Shuffled from lab to lab. Always
Alphen
treated
seems
like
fine,
an
though.
Experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for. Let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
I think I appreciate her sounding different
How could I say
from
no to that?
Shion, though.
It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
Wow.
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
I like that.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them.
Oh,
Naori.
that's pretty sweet, actually. Did everyone see that?
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
Yeah.
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
Like, spot on.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
It did look the same,
I
yeah.
felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
To help solve the
We
mystery.
have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Dana's here in spirit.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah, it was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
Yep, faces
What about you?
exactly match.
How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you.
That's sweet.
Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Yeah. Busted.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Hey, that looks like a boss fight. Oh no, that looks like a boss fight. I'm thankful for the save spots. It's a good sign. Or the healing spots. Oh, okay. Oh, you're the girl from before? Yeah. Uh-oh. This looks bad.
Faria, how did you get in here?
She's super possessed.
Something about her isn't right.
Yeah, Faria.
What's wrong with her?
The Red Woman
She
saw
doesn't
her
even
before.
seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Oh, the Red Woman's possessing people, maybe? Oh, that's the Dark Core. Uh-oh. Not even a Lord, she's using it. What the heck is that? Is that a spirit too? Is that like Shadow or
A
something?
summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes.
Looks like the core's on its head. Tormented limbs.
I've never known Faria to go symbols like that before.
How about with the stone that looks suspiciously like a master core?
What the? Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the suit. Then we get some answers.
Blah, 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 magic! In here! You get the gist. In here! Feel! Where are you going? Blah, 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 magic! Alphen, astral energy!
Say no more.
I hope Dohalim's gonna pick you up.
It's trying to take us out.
Uh-oh.
You get the gist. You get the gist. Close one. Gotcha.
We got him on the run.
Don't get caught.
Right. Still anyone's fight. This one's mine.
Shooting stars.
You see what happened there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
Blah, blah, blah. Not on my watch. You get
I'm ready. It won't
Kitara frozen.
Hammer!
Nice, nice, nice. Alright, now where'd that Faria girl go?
Now it's just her! Faria, can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning.
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take
Someone take it from her. Nice.
Forgive me.
Sick. I mean, oh man, what happened to her?
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
Well,
We're not even
take
supposed
it or
to be
leave
in
it.
here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
But we have to keep
In
going.
that case,
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious
Oh,
what you
boy.
were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out.
Yeah,
I
I
overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
because you're with
I
your
like to
friends.
think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit.
How convenient that you're here to get the girl out of here, by the
I'll
way.
take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Man, why are you creeping on us though? I mean, it was convenient, but still weird.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out.
Well, it's good to know you have
He was
friends.
always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Still don't even know what's going
Somebody
on.
got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back.
Well, none of us has.
For you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria.
Whatever happened to
Tarnigan,
Kelzelik?
if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already passed, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference.
Didn't think
Punishing
about it
yourself
like
for the
that.
past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, that's some good advice,
right.
actually.
You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion,
Huh?
thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
Faria the
Do you
Pawn.
think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
Man, possession's a pretty cool power. I don't think I'd use it, but
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah,
is it Dano or Rena's
It's that
astral
voice.
energy?
The will of Dana's astral energy.
It is Dana, okay. Another flashback. Oh, is this the ceremony? Also, this looks like a boss arena. Just saying. That's the Renaissance. Oh, this is like the top of the wedge. Do we have to go back to the wedge? Because there was a locked door.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
That dark astral energy? Wow. What is that? I'm thinking it's Shadow. Shadow's the well, as you can imagine, the dark spirit. So that's what I'm thinking. So it took advantage of the ceremony. And instead of Danon energy creeping in, it's Renin energy. What is going on? Oh, there's that form. Oof. Yeah, those were the forms in the opening. Don't know what they were though.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now.
Spirit channeling.
No, it was more than that.
So what I'm thinking
What
is,
was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... Like the whole world was seconds from...
it was supposed to channel
Oblivion.
Danon energy,
It's
but
the same
Renin
vision as the
energy
one my
went through.
thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
so everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right.
Is Naori around somehow?
Thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her. It reminds me of Xion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
Darkness.
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
So Dana and Rena are alive.
The will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure!
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Xion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
But we still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way.
Oh, I forgot to do the skit. Uh-oh.
Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Xion's thorns. As well as my own. I have to be ready to face anything.
Just need a little time first.
Okay, that sounds... Well, I don't want to say final boss, because that'd be assuming too much. Anything can
It
happen.
was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well, it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave, ghost-type stuff.
That's your grand theory? That we're being haunted? Come on, Law.
Wait. He might be closer to the mark than you think.
No, people turn into
What if
astral
a person's
energy.
thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
I
Oh,
am merely entertaining the possibility.
that's interesting.
Whether it was Dana's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Unless there was a ceremony.
It survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent.
Yeah, Neri might be leaving a memory behind or something. Just so that he matches with Shion here. It feels like I should save. Okay, make the decision.
Soon, you might have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens.
Only way is forward.
Shion and Dana. Nothing I learn can change that.
Man, that is a point of no return if I've ever heard it. Alright, well, I've saved, so keep on keeping on. Uh-oh. I've seen this place before. This is the flashback area.
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
What titles does everyone have? Rinmal has everything? Item Professor. Did I not pick that up? Well, Rinmal's done. Alfin's still missing one. You're missing 3. You're missing 2. You're missing 3. And you're missing 1. So Rinmal's the first one completed. Did I miss one? Gusty. Item Professor. Yeah, that's the last one. All that's left are the DLC ones, which I'm not going to use quite yet. Just wanted to confirm. Alright, what's in here?
This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
So much has happened.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
Everyone's in DLC costumes. Just gonna...
For the people of Lenegis, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How did they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
Okay, that's fair.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
Okay, yeah, what is that? Any monsters around? I feel like there will be monsters, but who's to say? I just realized Kisara is wearing shorts with leggings underneath. It's a random thing to point out. Ooh. Letters I can't read.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see.
Well, if it's hundreds of years,
A
then
composite being
Alfred
capable
should
of
be here.
controlling Danon astral energy, so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Danon. Codename Sovereign.
So it sounds like
Sovereign.
they're planning to treat Danons like
Wait, there's more.
empty
Research into
bottles.
utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment.
Ooh.
That must be the master cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Is that why we're competing for collecting
Where
astral
do I
energy?
start?
To create
All
new
I've read
beings?
So far as the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait,
What is it? Did you find something?
it's a list of names, with the title Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
Yeah?
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful.
It would have to be Elfin. Well,
Test subject number 1273.
unless it's Volron.
Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
Oh, there you go.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Volron, right?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
There it is.
Volron?
He's in the same
That
boat.
means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
Ah, jeez.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, You and Volron are the only two subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Maybe they were used as experiments.
Upon victory, the sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena.
But no one's
So
been
we
to
were
Rena.
told. But according to these records, there have only ever been two sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
Yeah, just the astral energy, huh?
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme.
Yeah, we saw the in the flashback.
She could be
A dark
working for
spirit.
someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results.
All failures.
There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I feel like I have
I'll
to.
do that.
I probably should.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign, and Volron as well. The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey, it looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them. They might contain valuable information.
Only 2 sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah. We wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
Is this still called the Forbidden Zone? Topic to explore: Lords. To each crown contest, 5 of the best qualified members of the Renan populace are chosen to act as lords, vying to serve as the next sovereign. During their tenure, they are granted level 3 authority, as well as one of the 5 elemental realms to administer, and its corresponding master core. They are also assigned an ID crest indicating their designated element. Okay, and both happen to be a skull by coincidence. The selection process is based only on astral artistry and physical and mental aptitude. Other variables, such as age, have no bearing whatsoever. Because only the strongest go on to become lords, the position itself does not inherently make an individual any stronger. That makes sense. We don't grant you buffs, we just choose you because you're strong. It should be noted, however, that lords are not the only individuals capable of drawing out Master Core's powers. All run-ins must take part in the selection process, and acceptance of the position. All run-ins must take part in the selection, and acceptance of the position is mandatory. It is not allowed for those deemed suitable to decline. So maybe Balsov was like, I don't want to be a lord. No. You have to be a lord. Furthermore, in the event that an acting lord is incapacitated and can no longer serve in their position, a replacement must be quickly prepared. Unique Adjustment Index Test Subject Report. The following is a report on the second successful case of a sovereign test subject experimentation. Given name Voron, generation NA, ethnicity NA. Although subject possesses high latent potential, it exhibits significant mental instability along with a strong distaste for following orders. As such, the risk it poses surpass even those of the last successful test subject, itself a failure, and is therefore under consideration for disposal. Addendum. This is the first successful case in 300 years. Previously mentioned risk factors are now mitigated due to established control protocols. Subject is to be evaluated under the assumption that Plan 2 will proceed and will be dispatched to Dana under the guise of serving as a lord. Plan 2. Let me just make sure. Okay. So they sent him as a lord for some purpose. Master Cores. Master Cores are instruments of power containing astral energy that belongs to one of the 6 elements. 5 of these Master Cores, those with earth, water, fire, wind, and light, are loaned to Renan Lords at the time of the crown contest. Only the Master Dark Core, Dark Master Core is maintained inside the Forbidden Zone until the Rena's armor is ready to be reformed. Its existence kept top secret. Underneath a Master Core's spherical outer layer is a force field. Is a force field crystal used for the purpose of astral energy containment and stabilization. Okay, so it's to control astral energy, pretty much. Inside the force field, astral energy is stored in a dormant state. For the duration of their tenure, each lord competes in the crown contest to amass their allotted type of astral energy. In the event of an emergency, each lord may be allowed to withdraw from their respective stock of astral energy as necessary. However, the extent allowed is determined based on their own individual strength. Addendum 1. Design flaws have been discovered in how the Renis Alma materializes. Be advised that active Master Cores may resonate with other Master Cores located in close proximity and become unstable. Addendum 2. Due to successful regeneration of the Renis Alma, Master Cores will cease to be deployed and the crown contest will be permanently halted. What? Oh, that might be from a month ago. Spirit Cores. Spirit Cores are end terminals used for the collection of astral energy. The big spear things? When embedded in a they're the things that go in their hands. When embedded in a biological subject, it establishes connection throughout its body. These connections are used to amass astral energy generated from physical activity. which is then emitted from the host body itself. Because this emitted energy is prone to diffuse, the host must be placed within range of a spirit vessel for the energy to be collected. Gotcha. So spirit cores go on the hand, and vessels are the ones that absorb it. This means Danans must be employed to harvest astral energy for the purpose of the crown contest. Given the difficulty in producing them, it is advised that spirit cores be retrieved from the host bodies and reused upon death. Spirit cores can also be embedded in Zugos to control them via astral arts. Oh, so that's how that works. Addendum. Increased physical load on a host body tends to produce increased astral energy emissions. Oh, okay. That's why they have to physically suffer. Final confirmation of ideal workload to impose on host bodies without inducing death for maximum astral energy yields is still pending. Okay. How hard can we work them before they die? It's only these 4? There's the one in the center, but I'll save that for last. Lenegus. A large-scale astral energy converter that primarily converts the elemental composition of Dana's astral energy and transmits it to Rena. Activation and control of astral energy conversion is achieved by placing the Sovereign, Maiden, and Rena's Alma within the central core of Lenegus. Okay. So long story short, Lenegus is a converter, and Sovereign plus Maiden are the keys. It is comprised of classified and essential personnel residence zones around a large conduit, along with a defensive layer surrounding them. This outer layer is deployed upon activation, unlocking the central conduit while simultaneously functioning as a stabilization mechanism. Due to its design, deployment of the outer layer is expected to cause damage to residential zones, so that was on purpose. However, because that only takes place during the final stage of the spirit channeling ceremony, no contingency plan to address said damage is needed. Until that phase, Lenegus serves as the central base of operations for the management and execution of the crown contest on Dana. Warning: any personnel with level 3 or lower is strictly forbidden from the classified zone. Any violators will be immediately executed. So even the lords are not allowed to see any of this. Detachable Harvester. A massive spirit vessel placed on Dana for the spirit channeling ceremony. I feel like we've seen this. I'm trying to remember where. Menancia, maybe? It serves as the tip of Lenegus's conduit from which it separates. Oh, it might be the wedge, actually. Upon landing in Danan waters, it extends 2 sets of conducting pathways. The vertical pathways connect to the center of Dana. Meanwhile, the horizontal pathways proceed to envelop the entire surface of Dana. Once activated, it links to the biological spirit vessels placed in each realm, effectively harvesting the planet's astral energy en masse. Spirit vessels. Yeah, so Ifrit, Undine, Gnome, and Sylph are alive, and their duty is to collect their element and send it to the wedge, which sends it to possibly Rena. The accumulated energy is transmitted to Rena via Lenegus. Because construction and adjustment take place in the Forbidden Zone, Lenegus's outer layer must be deployed prior to launch. Intended to function semi-autonomously, only maintenance personnel are expected to manually interface with it when necessary. No other personnel is required for it to function. Addendum 1. Detachable Harvester 1 was lost on Dana after exploding due to the rampancy exhibited by the Sovereign. The Thorns, maybe? No. Anyway, it's saying when Alfin went crazy. The Harvester went crazy. I guess the previous wedge. Detachable 2's landing point will remain the same as previous model. This is due to the explosion of previous model, which altered the planetary topography, enabling easier connection to the center of Dana. So if we go downwards in the wedge, if that's possible, we go to the core. Sedative mask. A device covering the wearer's whole face that restricts their mental activity. It was developed for the purpose of pacifying prisoners. Medical applications are also recognized particularly as a means for preventing patients from sustaining mental trauma. There you go. So Naori's like, we gotta do this. However, doing so is not recommended, as prolonged use of the device carries the risk of inducing a number of adverse side effects. Addendum 2. Due to the loss of production facilities incurred from the partial destruction of Lenegis, additional devices will no longer be manufactured. Brainwashing Report. After receiving reports of a robust new form of rule emerging in Dana's water realm, a study was commissioned to investigate matter in depth. Oh, they're talking about Volron and his royal guard, I guess. This system is unique in that it elevates only the Lord as the supreme authority while regulating both Renans and Danans alike to enslavement. Test subject 10105 serves as the realm's current lord and has achieved this without the use of any special powers, drugs, or special devices. Rather, it has been done so by sheer governance. Given this method's effectiveness at population control, monitoring the situation will continue. Addendum 1. Collapse of cognitive facilities via extreme mental repression rooted in violence and fear has proven to be key to this style of rule. Once a subject loses its autonomy, they become desensitized to fear and subsequently cease to prioritize their own personal safety. Though such a state is ill-suited for commanding officers, it remains an effective way to cultivate disposable infantry and slaves for manual labor. Addendum 2. Soldiers in Lenegis who have undergone this treatment will be asked to secure classified sectors as a trial. The results will be monitored. Interesting. The Sovereign. The Sovereign acts as Lenegis' central control device for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. Our Danan subject serves as the base of its creation. In theory, ideal candidates possess an equal affinity for every astral element. However, such aptitude is statistically rare to uncover in real-world conditions. As a result, most subjects die during the adjustment period, and stability is not guaranteed for those who survive. This instability, coupled with the Sovereign's powers of astral manipulation, pose a high risk to the security of Lenegis if left unchecked. As such, stabilization measures must be put in place via the support mechanism when utilizing the Sovereign in the spirit channeling ceremony. Addendum 1. No effective alternate methods to perform the ceremony have been found. Trials on Danan subjects are authorized to continue. So long story short, still, the Sovereign would be the key. Needs access to all astral energy. But most die. Unit 2 adjustments are a success. Subsequent adjustments are to be put on hold while extended observation takes place. The Maiden acts as a support mechanism. Granted level 2, ID crest. A Renin subject serves its function, providing the Sovereign with a supplemental dark astral energy. It lacks in tandem with the Renus Alma. So let's say the Sovereign's the main key. So we need the we need a Renin to complete it, pretty much. Why not just have them make a crossbreed baby? That would make more sense. During the ceremony is partly responsible for actual energy conversion as well as maintaining stability over the Sovereign's powers. Additionally, the degree of intimacy between the Sovereign between it and Sovereign has been observed to positively impact the level of stability in both subjects. Because of this, trial activations of the Sovereign without the Maiden present are expressly forbidden. Furthermore, neither the Sovereign nor the Maiden are to be informed about the details of the spirit channeling plan. Addendum 1. Mental instability in the Maiden has deemed the cause of the past Sovereign's rampancy. Countermeasures must be considered. Addendum 2. In line with plan adjustments, the current subject will have its Maiden registration revoked and be returned to its original household. Interesting. I can check the other areas before going to the portal. A room unchanged over 3 centuries. It's like time itself is stopped here. Yeah, this is where Alphin's room was. Ooh, life bottle, huh? And what's in here? We lost the numbers. Grape gel. Okay, we're fine on that. Alright, well, shoot. Well, there it is. The sedation mask.
Naori, I...
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill.
Man.
I'm sorry for what you've endured. Renan never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
Naori...
Yikes.
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%?
Wow.
Worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. What?
Whoa, what's going on?
If I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes. And this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me, and made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
Alright, well, that was a lot of plot, so I'm just gonna save here. And after this, we'll just keep going into the Forbidden Zone.